That morning, I went to visit a friend, and I shared with her my dream. And she said, Kathy, what do you think that dream means? And I said, I think because of his age, I think it means that Dad's going to be healed on this side of heaven, the other side of heaven. And she said, yes. She said, you go home and you journal this. You write everything down. You record the dream. I said, okay. So I go home, and it was an unusual thing that my dad and I were home alone. My mom and Kirk were out doing errands, and I'm sitting there recording the dream. When all of a sudden my dad, very agitated, and in the past he's not like that with us, he said, Kathy, come in here. So I go in the room, and he goes, take this brace off my leg. And I said, Dad, I can't take the brace off your leg is broken. And he said, take it off my leg, or I'm going to walk downstairs and I'm going to smash it off. I'm going to get a hammer and smash it off. Okay. I said, Dad, I said, I'll get you some pills. So I went out, I got him some medication, we came back, and I just prayed with him. He settled down. So I went back and I sat in the living room, I picked up my journal and pen. It's like, wow, Lord, that was my dream. That just happened. What does this mean? So I sensed in my spirit that the Lord was saying to me, take off his brace. Let his leg be free. So I went back into the bedroom and I said, Dad, I said, let's take off your brace. I take off his brace. I start just gently rubbing his leg, and I said, your leg is now free. It was such a tender time. I went over to the side of the bed and I said, Dad, you know that man that hurt you so deeply so many years ago? You think it might be time to forgive him? He goes, yeah, I do. I said, okay. So I knelt down on the side of his bed. I just gently started rubbing his chest as my dad just started praying, asking Lord to forgive him for his hard heart and to forgive that man.
Amen.
I said, Dad, do you feel better? He goes, oh, yes, honey, I feel so much better. And I said, good, good. I walk back out of the room, go back into the living room. He calls me in once again. Kathy, did I just pray for a man? I said, yeah, Dad. Between the drugs and the dementia, he wasn't sure. I said, do you want to pray again? Just to make sure. He goes, yeah. And that moment I thought, oh, how I wish my mom were there in the room, because this man hurt my mom deeply, too. So I knelt down, started rubbing his chest again, and I said, and my dad started praying. But this time, he prayed for that man. And he said, Lord, so many times when people are hurting, they hurt other people. Please be with him and heal him too. I turn around, I stand up, and there's my mom behind me, tears just dripping off her chin. I could have never manufactured that, ever. What I kind of realized in my dream is that not only did the Lord show me that Dad was not going to get healed this side of heaven, it would be on the other side of heaven that his healing would come. He also showed me that in the bursting of that brace, that signified to me that Dad is now free. He no longer had that offense that he carried his whole life. He asked for forgiveness, he got the healing, my dad was free. Dad's home now. We miss him so. Oh, we miss him. But we had the profound privilege and the honor to witness a life that finished well. He finished well. And our friend is right. It is in the suffering that we meet Jesus.
Amen.